Hey guys, 1216 is a break-even problem. So we already have our break-even formulas in mind. This problem is really just some reconfirmation of those equations. So let's look closely at it. 1216 tells us that we have this new product, okay, that we're introducing. And the variable cost on that product is 952. We have a gross profit of 32% on it. I call that gross profit. It's really gross contribution margin percentage is what it is. I have a tendency to call that gross profit when it really is not. It's contribution margin percentage. But anyway, if we know this, then we know that the variable cost then is 68%. So we can divide that into the 952 to get the $14. And so I just kind of bolded these. The author did not do that. It kind of put them in here instead of question marks, so you'll know where they go. And these are the calculations for that. And then we just moved it down here, guys. Because in this new product, it's going to create some more fixed costs. Now they're just asking, well, how many units do we have to sell of this new product in order to cover our fixed cost? Well, our new fixed cost is 26,880 because it gives us this information. And so with 32%, and we've got 2680. Well, how do we find out then what our break even in units are? Well, we can take that fixed cost and divide it by the contribution margin per unit, and we get the units that would be break even. So in this case, we got 6,000 units here. Using the formulas that I gave you. Right? You should have known that already. Now, if you look here, they've got a column here for existing products. I mean, you're already in business and you've already got a contribution margin. So you're setting this thing up where you're kind of comparing the new product versus all the old products, right? So let's look at this real quick. On the new product, we think we're going to sell this for $15.50 a piece. Is what they gave us. They said, look, in C, what if we can get $15.50 for it, right? So, well, and we're going to sell 16,000 of these particular products. So that's what we think after analysis that we're going to be able to get, and we're going to be able to sell of this new product. So we know the variable cost is $9.52. So that means our contribution margin on this new product is $5.98. It's not the projected $4.98 like we thought. It's because we're getting more for it than the $14, and we're selling a lot more than these 6,000 units. We're selling 16,000 units. So we're going to get 248,000. And then our contribution margin would be on the new product now would be 95,680. And then you want to subtract out your fixed costs to get an operating income of 68,800. So that looks real favorable, guys, for this new product. Now, if you come over here and look at what you're doing already, which is existing products, and you have revenue, and then we know that 32% is contribution, then we have a fixed cost that we're looking at of 150,000, which they give us this amount, right? Yeah, right at the beginning, it's fixed expenses of 150,000. So look at this. Right now, we're running an operating loss of 30,000. So it looks like we do need to sell this new product, don't we? So we can add to this particular existing amount here, right? So let's just add these two fixed costs together, and we add these two contributions together. And if we take this contribution margin of amount now of 215,680 and divide it by the sales, then we're going to get a new contribution margin, guys, of 34.62%. So our contribution is definitely going to go up if we sell this new product, and it's obvious why here, because the new product is giving us more contribution margin. But added together, the new product with the old, then that's what you come up with as a projection, you understand, of what your average contribution margin ratio might be. But here's the thing. I want to explain something to you. As you sell a product, you just never know. If you have come up with a new product, it depends on how close to the old product that product is. I mean, is this like a brand new product, or is this maybe a new and improved product? So how much does this new product maybe cannibalize, if you will, your old sales? So as an MBA, you would need to understand that there are subjective issues related that go way beyond the numbers, related to that decision of making this new product and selling it. And it looks very much in this particular situation that this company probably needs to sell the new product more and more and more because it offers more of a contribution to the bottom line. So even if it did replace some of its old sales, it may be a good thing, right? It's clearly. But two, we want to make sure, though, that our existing sales are still appropriately projected, even related to our new sales, right? And we also understand from this problem that our fixed costs can change. That means that our projected profit margins can change. Our contribution margins, if you will, can change. And so also the number of units that we need to sell to break even could very well change too with all this. So you have to kind of keep a measure and an amount going so that you're familiar with what break even is and how much profit we need. And we can use this as a tool in managerial accounting, guys, to come up with all sorts of things. And I just want to testify to you that I have used this many, many times. Whenever I get together a conference, and I've got fixed costs and I've got variable costs, and I'm dividing this out and using this formula on a regular basis. And so this is just basic internal auditor sort of work that gets distributed around the company, and hopefully decisions can be made based on these calculations, and then applying that subjectivity of thought to the numbers to really understand the effects that could be made by the introduction of a new product.